It's a baby. Two babies. Baby Bambis. Parents are over there. About 4 of them, it looks like. Oh, just jumped right over that thing. And they're about to take off. Bad lighting. So we've got a bit of a southerly breeze. It was howling from the southwest last night, but a backdoor front did make it into Boston, where the wind is from the northeast right now, and that boundary is going to be over us all week long. Mr. Lundstedt.
Yo.
Retired.
Yes.
What's the weather going to do in New England in the next couple of days?
I'm retired. Aren't you fired?
What were you just looking at under the GFS?
Well, Fiona's out to sea. We actually have some pretty cool air coming in later this week.
It's 24 at Escort Station, Maine this morning.
Was it really?
Is it going to be colder than that?
Woo. It was 24 this morning. It's going to be cooler than that later in the week. But with that said, this is the time of year. First frosts and freezes across northern New England. Could have the first snowflakes too here within the next week or two. But we'll see. You know,
Did you say something about Miami a couple seconds ago?
Yeah, well, the Fantasyland on the GFS has pretty good-looking hurricane going across South Florida, right around Miami.
Can we get a second opinion on that?
Yeah.
So you're
toasty out here.
your college roommate there was mentioning some potential action in South Florida. You have anything to say about that? Next couple of weeks.
I don't usually look past 240 hours on anything. I mean, I'm just going to be honest with you. That's not something I look at. But you know, it's late, getting to be late September, and you start looking toward homegrown stuff, right?
Yeah.
Stuff in the Caribbean and the Gulf. So, I mean, our eyes are always open.
Yeah, disaster in Puerto Rico with Fiona.
I think so. I mean, you know, it's still raining down. It's still pouring down there in a lot of places. We already got 20-inch totals verified. You know, God only knows what kind of mudslides, and the whole island's without power, so nobody can communicate. Not a good situation there.
Are those also cumulus castellatus clouds? Close. Not quite castles.
No.
But mid-level. Quite the front in New England right
It
now.
does seem to be up.
Did you hear it was 24 in Escort Station this morning? Northern Maine.
Was it really?
And here our breeze is still from the south, and Boston is from the north. What's going on?
Well, we got a front coming through.
Front stalled, and there's going to be waves, low pressure next few days.
It's never a nice day when the wind's off the water in Boston.
Right.
That's for sure. Unless it's 90 in Natick and Worcester.
Yeah, right.
Right? And then you want it off
breeze.
the water.
Right. I find it really interesting that this is the third Monday and Tuesday in a row with inches of rain in New England. That's in the forecast. Mount Washington 0.9 yesterday.
This time more in northern New England, I think.
Central,
right?
yeah. Central and north.
Yeah, I think they're going to be sharing the wealth. I mean, that's the one thing about you guys, you know, going in a drought. It's quick in, it's quick out, usually.
Yeah.
But it hurts because there's so much demand for water from your reservoirs.
How much snow are we going to get this winter?
Oh no, that's my cue to leave.
See you later.
That's my cue to leave. Thank you.
All right, sun shines off to the south, out the cumulus overhead, and here's another meteorologist.
Is that alto cumulus?
Don't even try it. Yeah, it's alto. Yeah, I think it is.
So our backdoor cold front is through.
Well, it's from the southwest here.
Okay, so we're
on the edge.
So this is all eastern Mass, cloud cover, Cape Cod kind of deal.
Where did we have dinner last night?
The Spring House, which is
right there.
Right there.
So I was up with the sun this morning. We had about 7 white-tailed deer all scattered around. That was really pretty.
I saw a few yesterday down in the field, some like little babies.
Thanks for hosting us, Hall of Famer.
It was a lot of fun. Good to have my good friends here to get together every now and then. So a lot of meteorology experience in this house this weekend.
Yeah, we met when we were like 20, and now we're not near 20 anymore.
We don't feel like 20 at all.
Although we did have fun, though, playing wiffle ball and going to the beach.
We did. We had a good weekend. Weather was nice, and went by
somehow.
fast.
Right. So I got a little weather forecast from Weir, and then Jim, and talking the tropics and all that. But there's one subject left that Jim kind of walked out on.
What's that?
How much snow are we getting this winter?
Oh my gosh! I tell you.
How do you do that? How does anybody do that?
Oh my! And it's funny because there are so many things that we all look at between the Enso phase, sunspots.
La Nina, third year in a row.
Yeah, I've heard of October snow cover in Canada. Also, sea surface temperature anomalies in the North Pacific.
Hear a little Joe DeLeo in there.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, a lot of Joe DeLeo flavor in there. A little Bastardi.
He admits.
He admits. I mean,
Well, he tries.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people try.
But I think it's interesting what different meteorologists, what parameters they'll look at. And we all, obviously, at the end of the day, it's all driven by sea surface temperature anomalies and ENSO and things like that. But there's so many other factors as well. It's tough.
The current 2-week GFS forecast has a lot of snow for northern Canada into Greenland. So
We'll see. I mean, sometimes it only takes one to put you over the top, like the January blizzard
Last year, yeah.
I mean, you take out that blizzard, which was like 25, 30 inches of snow, it ends up being somewhat of a, kind of a normal winter.
I like Weir's final line to just about everything. Should be interesting.
Should be. As you know, just doing the 7-day forecast is challenging enough.
Right.
Take a look at the hurricane forecast, for example. So many named storms are supposed to happen by now, and it's been kind of a slow start. Unfortunately, what's going on in Puerto Rico, though, and that's just proof that it only takes one. So it's not just about the number of storms, but it's terrible out there.
Yeah, and we had the flooding. What is it? 4 inches of rain here on Block Island last week. So the tropical connection is there, just without the cyclones in some cases, with all these record rains we've had.
Speaking of tropical connection, like here last year in southern New England, we had four tropical systems, remnants.
So hopefully we can keep the zero streak going this year. I don't really. And would you want to see a hurricane? I don't really want to see a hurricane.
Of course not. Of course not. It's always nice to see them just kind of stay offshore, but but then again, there's the marine interest as well. So obviously, sometimes you just don't want them at all. It's not just what's going on at land, but
I never want to see Cat 3, not in New England. Cat 1, maybe. It's been a while though, so
yeah,
it's gonna happen again.
Last major hurricane here is not Bob. It was
like in the 50s.
Carol's.
Yeah.
Was Cat
So
3.
my dad had, when your dad had 3 or 4 major hurricanes in their first 30 years, and here we are pushing that 6-0, and we've had 0.
Think about a whole generation here in New England have yet to see a Category 3 major hurricane.
And the buildup that's happened along the coast.
Exactly, yeah.
Although I wouldn't mind going down those steps we went down yesterday to see this swell coming in Thursday, Friday, just to see the spectacle.
Oh, the Mohegan Bluffs.
That was something.
That's a spectacular sight to see waves and storms, sure.
Yeah, from high up. All right, thanks, Tone. See you later.